Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to continue taking a look at Bandai's Dragonball Z Shodo action figures. These are 1/18 scale Warrior 3.75 inch range of action figures. I do not have the packaging for this figure because I got rid of it, and I've had these for just a few years, and before I started doing my channel and my action figure reviews. But I will go ahead and show you just an image of the packaging here, and that's what it looks like. It's a very small packaging. There's not much to see really in the packaging because they put this plastic baggie over the bubble, or inside the bubble, where kind of blurs the image of the figures, even if you have them in person. So, but that's what it would look like if you were actually trying to find these, out there watching this video. So our very next figure here that we're going to look at, I've already took a look at Nappa, and if you want to check that review out, it's going to be up also. Very amazing figure, so you want to check that review out. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, that way you can get the notifications when I do the remaining ones that I have, and you can check those out also. But this action figure is actually labeled as Son Goku in the package, but here in the US, we just call him Goku. So here is Goku. Now these figures have very unique articulation I haven't seen on any other type of figures. But we'll take a look at that. But overall, let's take a look at the figure. Very nice design, very nice quality materials and plastics. He has his iconic jet black hair, those Goku eyes. He has his orange gi with some blue here where it's supposed to be, his blue boots, a blue belt. And on the back, he has his symbol. Very nice. And as you can see, I bought the articulation as I was telling you. But we'll take a look at that. And then he has his insignia there on his chest there. The belt is actually it does move around, so it's not like a stationary position. So for the articulation on these figures, we have a 360 ball joint. You see how awesome his head sculpt is. He can look up. He can look down, all around, side to side. However you see fit for your pose. You get some pretty nice dramatic poses out of these figures. Now he has a neck articulation here, similar to Joy, but it doesn't come out. It helps with the overall posability. So if you push down on his head, for example, now his neck's still there, and you can raise up the joint on his chin to give him a very unique look. Or back, he pushes his neck all the way back and just pushes his head down. If you want to look how he looks when he's mad that somebody has done wrong to the earth. Very awesome. Here is one of the very unique aspects of this figure is the arms. Now when they're seated in a position like this, fine. But when you start moving them around, you see what happens. Normally when you first see that, you're like, oh no, my figure peg is not pushed all the way into his chest. It's actually in place where it belongs. That's made to where to slip the arm down for even more posability. He does have, bendable elbows, gets you 90 degrees, and his fists rotate 360. Now, like for the articulation, you can get pretty good. I'm going to put it on touching his hair. However, kind of just like slips around, You just got to find that nice sweet spot where what you want looking for, so you can go up, down like that, all around. But it does take away from the, the overall look of the figure. But if you're looking for a specific stance, you can get it pretty good. He does have a waist swivel here. It can go 360 if you want. He does have a crunch, and he does backwards. He can sit. But you can see that his belt kind of gets in the way of his legs there a tad bit. Now he has amazing articulation on his knees. I mean, you can fold this dude in half if you wanted to. Now his feet have a pivot down, pivot up, side to side for some nice power stances. And since Goku decided to jump ahead of my review here, we're just going to go ahead and note that the one downfall to these figures is sometimes the limbs fall off. But it's a hit and miss with your figures. These figures they don't use joints pretty much. If you look at his legs, it's just this leg is all a piece and this goes over it. That's not a joint. That's actually, it bends here. It does not bend up top here. So technically it's not even a double jointed knee. Single jointed knee, but it gets you almost just as much with a double jointed knee. You can get some pretty insane, actual positions out of these figures. There's no pickles on the bottom of the feet. Pretty nice for the 1/18 scale action figure. Very cool. Yes, yeah. If you push too far, see, it's not that they are bad figures and they fall apart. If you push, you go beyond their threshold. Like, see, I can go up there and stop. Or I hit that and it popped it off. But it's fun. And I did the same thing. Once you're used to handle them, you'll know how far you can push the figures. These guys are super articulated, super awesome. If you want to do a flight mode type thing, you can do that also. Do the Superman flight. And the joints are so nice and fluent on these. They don't stick or anything. They're not stiff. You literally, once you land his feet, yeah, he'll just find his feet out, his ankles out, and he'll stand. They stand really well. So these are amazing. For price wise, when these came out, they were like $17.99, $20, depending on where you got them from. The place I've ever seen them in the US was Toys R Us. Most of the time you had to get them online, an online retailer. So, like I said, I'll bring in his arch enemy, Nappa. He's also a Saiyan, but this is how he scales. I've already done a review for Nappa, if you want to check that out. Now, like I said, these are pretty much a 1/18 scale, what you would think of like size-wise. Nappa is actually a little smaller than you would think. But compared to Goku, he looks pretty good in size-wise. Versus, you know, with other lines of more modern, of today's figures. I mean, these are just a couple years old, but, you know, in comparison with other figures, I'll show you here shortly. But that's how he scales with Nappa. And, you know, these are fantastic. Now, like today, if you're trying to buy these guys, they're really, really, really expensive. Especially more of the more popular characters, like, you know, Nappa. Like, I think I've seen on eBay recently, like $75 or something stupid like that. But they are a few years old, so I get it. I'm not a big fan of that huge price point for an action figure, but it's not because I don't want to pay it. Well, I don't want to pay it. It's just don't seem that value. I mean, if you pay $20 for a figure, okay, $40 is double. I mean, now you're trying to get into a realm of, you know, 3 to 4 times the price. That's just stupid. But that's my opinion. It's your money, spend how you see fit. But these are awesome. So let's bring these guys down and we will take a look at some quick comparisons. And we will get out of here, I guess. Oh yeah, just by the way, Goku, they don't come with very many accessories. They do come with, Goku comes with an extra set of hands here. Let me grab them out of my bag. They are like this. More of a kata hand. It's kind of posed like that. There's really no wrist articulation. They just spin 360. And then we have this hand. That's really all you get. So here is sitting up right there. Here's Scarlet. She's taller than Goku. Here's Padme for a Star Wars figure. Kind of fits very nicely. Not sure if it's better down there or up here. That's probably better right there, right? Here's Mando. So he's a little shorter than Mando. But, you know, with these more modern Star Wars figures, they lean more towards 4 inches versus a, you know, traditional 3.75. It's like more of the modern figures are leaning that way. Now, Cardoon kind of scales with him pretty nicely. So the Baroness, if I can get her to stand with her high heel there. She's still taller. That's about all I have around me. So yeah, that's some of the quick reviews to give you an idea of what other lines compare to these figures. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this look at Bandai's Dragon Ball Z Shodo figures. I have a handful of them we're going to be taking a look at. So if you guys are interested and do like this, please subscribe. That way you can get notifications whenever I do the remaining figures that I currently have. I do not have them all. They started doing a lot of repaints and kind of like, you know, for the price, like, you're not getting much, but it has a different color. I was like, it's kind of out, so. But I do have what I consider my favorite ones, so. Thank you for watching. Always keep collecting. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next review.